morning, friends. It is a Wednesday morning, and I thought it'd be fun to bring y'all along for a day in my life. I just dropped Dom off at work. I literally tried to say that like 5 other times in other clips and could not get dropped Dom off. So just dropped him off. So it's a little bit before 7, and honestly, I need to get moving, but I've got a 5-mile run on the schedule, so I'm gonna get ready, go get that run done, and then we can catch up and I can tell y'all all of the plans that I have for today. My goodness, but it should be a pretty fun day. I've got some random like errands and stuff that I need to run. I'll knock out work, and then Dom and I have a date night tonight. But like I said, I've got to get moving, so I will catch up with y'all after this run. Guess who forgot their water bottle and didn't even realize it until I was like, oh, I need water. And I was like, oh my gosh, I left that at home. So I just got done with 5 miles. It feels like it's like 100 degrees, and I checked and it's only like 80, which is still pretty hot for the morning, but I am like completely drenched. The lighting is really bad, so I don't know if you can see it, but I smell and I'm just like so gross right now. I've only got 30 minutes before I have an appointment, which I will tell y'all about in a second. I'm gonna quickly make my little electrolyte drink with creatine. I didn't have time to do strength training, which I was hoping to do legs today, but yeah, didn't have time. So I will do legs tomorrow, and that'll still put me at 3 strength workouts this week, which is pretty good. But the 5 miles went. It went. I am still working on building back my base and just staying consistent. And honestly, the worst part about having to take time off is just taking time off is fine, and I took time off because of an injury, but the hardest part is just the getting back to it and getting back into routine and building your endurance back. And it's always hard to not compare yourself to like previous selves, which isn't really something I struggle with too much, but I'm like, during those runs, I'm like, dang, this is hard. So I made it till around 4 before I started really struggling, and then I was like, okay, at least we only have 1 mile left. So it feels good to be getting back to higher mileage. I feel like I was not stuck, because like that's what my coach had me at, but I feel like I was kind of camped out at 2 miles for almost a month. I think I was just doing 2 miles, and then like 3 on the weekend. So it feels really good to be back to a little bit of higher mileage. I know it's nothing crazy, but like I said, I did 5 today, and I won't run again until Saturday. And on Saturday, I'll have 8, which I'm a little nervous about, since around mile 4, it started to be a little bit tough, but it's gonna be great. Mixing up my little drink right here, kind of frothing it. I really want to have time for a full breakfast before I get out of here, because I'm gonna be running some errands, and I also had a new like coffee recipe that I wanted to try, so I'm gonna hurry and hop in the shower. I need to wash my hair. It's been a couple days since I washed it. I was waiting until today because I knew it would be like so gross. So I'm gonna hop in the shower, and then I'm gonna make my breakfast quickly. I just pulled in to run some errands. I need to go to Anthropologie to pick up a gift for my sister for her birthday. We're doing a little beach trip this weekend, and her birthday was back in July, so really need to go and buy her a gift. And then I just ordered some fuel online, but I'm gonna need something for my run this weekend. So luckily there's an REI, I said that's so weird, REI right there, so I could run in and get some fuel. And then obviously, because I'm right next to Book People, I have to run into Book People and just see if there's anything that I need. I've got a couple downloaded already to my Kindle, but I feel like an actual book for this weekend by the beach would be really fun too. So might run into Book People will definitely run into book people to see if I can get anything. But I wanted to chat because I had mentioned I had an appointment this morning and I got Botox for the first time. I think you can maybe see I have like a spot there, a couple like, I feel like little, just like tiny little scabs. But I wanted to talk about it because I had been on the fence about Botox for a really long time. I just turned 30. I feel like you really don't need it before you turn 30 or before you start to actually have like the like permanent kind of wrinkles on your face. I feel like the like preventative Botox has, I've heard more people talking about recently, but it's like 25-year-olds that are getting preventative Botox, and like that's literally not a thing. You don't need Botox when you're that young. And for a long time I was like very against it, and as I have gotten older and just like gotten these wrinkles that like are not a big deal, like obviously life is to be celebrated and it's a wonderful thing to grow older and like have, you know, smile lines and like wrinkles. It just means you've lived a life well lived, but they just started to really bother me. But then, and so I was like starting to really want it, but I kept being like, no, you shouldn't get it, because I've like done so much work to love my body and love myself and like accept who I am, and just like really struggled with the decision to get it. And ultimately, like, it's not that deep, it's not that big of a deal. And the cool thing about Botox is like you can try it, and if you don't like it, like you don't have to get it again, and nothing has been permanently changed. So ultimately I decided like there is a space and a place where you can be like, yes, I accept myself and I love myself and I love the way I look and all this stuff, and I can also still want Botox. So all of that to say, I don't know, I just like, I don't know if anyone else has like felt the same way or like struggled with it. I don't know, I just like feel like, and maybe I was making it a harder decision for myself than it really needs to be, but it was just something I really kept going back and forth about, but I kept thinking about it. And so I was like, if I want it, I should at least go and try it. So I did that this morning. I went to the same place where I got my micro needling done. I love her. I think she's so great. I really trust her like recommendations and advice for this type of stuff. So I'm really glad I went to someone that I know. I've been seeing them for micro needling since like the spring, so have developed a relationship with them and all of that. And yeah, I just got a couple, I don't even know how many units I got. Like if you're a Botox girly, units probably mean something, but I think I maybe got like 20 something, like upward, I have no idea, but I just got them like all here and a little bit here on the side too. Obviously I don't want to like get rid of my smile lines out of there and everything, but really was just looking to get rid of like the permanent the permanent creases on my forehead. I don't think you're supposed to see results until like 2 weeks, or they don't permanently set until 2 weeks. Obviously I'm very new to this, but we'll see. If I end up liking it, great, and if not, great, then I know I tried it and can cross that off the list. But like I said, I need to go in and run some errands and Anthro REI and book people, and then I need to drop off some packages, and then I can finally head back home. Back from running errands. I have my lunch right here. I just have some curry chicken salad. We've made this 2 weeks in a row because it is so good and so easy for lunches. So I'm gonna knock out some work. I'm like sweating from like walking outside for 10 seconds to get back into our apartment. But I'm going to eat this pretty quickly and then knock out some work. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. Also probably because our space, as usual, I feel like it is clean for 2 days, then it becomes a disaster the next, and we're back and forth. And today is one of the disaster days, so that also might be why I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed, just because our space is small and feeling a little overcrowded right now. But I got everything done that I needed to when I was out and about, and now I've got the rest of the day just to knock out everything on my work to-do list. I'm not gonna lie though, I've definitely been feeling in a little bit of a slump. That's also one of the reasons why I wanted to vlog today, because I feel like when I vlog, I'm more motivated to like get stuff done and go out and about, which I also need to show you all the books that I got. But yeah, I think I've just been feeling like a little bit down about my work situation and just trying to figure all of that out. If you didn't watch my reset, then you might not know that I got laid off this summer, and I'm just trying to figure out what my next steps are, what I want to do next. I was talking with my friend and I was like, wow, I really didn't think I would be in this position at 30, still trying to figure out like what I want to do. So I feel like that has just really been weighing on me, and, you know, have been applying to jobs, but have also been trying to like steer back towards freelance, and really just feel like I can't decide what I want, which is also kind of stressful. And I feel like this is what I was encountering last summer, like literally the exact same thing of, do I want to stay freelance or do I want to go back to a full-time job? And last summer, ultimately, I was like, okay, I just have to make a decision and go for it. So I know that's what I need to do again, but I just feel like even now we're getting closer to being in the season of our lives when we want to start trying to have kids, although it is still like a little bit farther away, but that's definitely kind of at the forefront of my mind as I make my next career move. So just trying to think through and pray through all of the things, what just happened there. Just been feeling in a little bit of a slump, and I'm excited to get like web design stuff going. I've got some edits for my friend to make this afternoon, and I feel like once I've done it for a couple people, I'll be able to showcase more of what I can do, because right now I only have like my blog that I redesigned and then my own. And so I'm excited just to have a couple more examples that could then obviously hopefully help me to book more clients who would be a good fit for me. So yeah, that is kind of what I've got on tap for the rest of the afternoon, just kind of knocking some of that out. I need to finish up a different YouTube video, but I want to make sure I get all of the web design stuff and then random like emails that I have too. So I'm going to eat my chicken salad, and I also never made coffee, so I'm probably going to try, I think I mentioned earlier, I want to make like a new recipe. I saw like banana coffee is a thing. We'll make it and see if it's good. I have no idea. That could be very hit or miss, but I'm gonna drink that. I usually don't drink caffeine after like lunchtime, but we're gonna make the exception because we also have date night anyway, so we'll probably be up late anyways, so might as well get a little extra caffeine. I just realized I didn't show y'all the books that I got, so wanted to quickly show you guys. Dom was like, because I told him I'll probably go to Book People, he was like, well, if they have anything Star Wars, like, let me know. And of course they have a huge section, and I don't know, if you're not a Star Wars person, you might not realize there are so many books, and so I was very overwhelmed, but they had like a little guide, and I know he's been reading, and they have a lot of different like series within Star Wars too, and I know he's been reading one specific series, but I ended up just getting him this. It's the start of a different series that he hasn't read yet. I have no idea if he wants to read it, but anyways, I got him this book. And then for myself, if you watched my July reading recap, I mentioned that I want to read this Sarah Adams book in August, which is this month. I want to read this book this month. So I ended up getting this because I have a couple other Sarah Adams books, and so I was like, might as well get it so that I have the copy of it, and knowing that I've loved her other books, I was like, well, I'll probably really love this one too. And then kind of a wild card for the last book that I got, I am a sucker for buying books. I just like love buying books. I collect books and I read books. But I saw Done and Dusted, and I feel like I follow a lot of people that read like the country kind of Western romance books. I've never read one before, and so this, I really liked the cover. I don't know if you can like tell how cool it is, but it's a really cool cover, and was like, you know what, I'll give it a try. Maybe this will be a good one for the beach, even though it's not a beachy read, but it is still a fun like romance book, so I'm gonna give this a try. But those are the ones that I picked up. I'm getting ready for bed and just wanted to close out this video. It was kind of a chaotic day, but hopefully you guys had fun coming along. I'm just using toner now. The spot we went to dinner was so good. It had been on my list. I try and keep a list of like new restaurants in Austin or just like restaurants we haven't been to in my Notion, and so that had been in my Notion for a very long time. I don't think the restaurant has been open. I think it's maybe been open for like 6 months, but what am I looking for right now? Aha, retinol. So it's been in my Notion for like 6 months. We just never had the opportunity to go. So went tonight, celebrated some fun news, and am so glad we decided to go because everything was amazing. The drinks were so good. My pasta was amazing. Dom's like Wagyu was so good. Everything was just amazing. So highly recommend, and the space itself is pretty cute. Our reservation was at 6 and we walked in and I was like, oh, maybe we didn't need to make reservations, like no one's here. But by like 6:30 the restaurant was pretty much packed, and when we left I don't think there was a single table that was available except for the one that we had just gotten up from. So definitely make reservations if you plan on going. There's also a really cute like gelato truck right out front of it that I think just anyone can go to, so highly recommend. But we had such a wonderful time, and now it's not too late. It's 9 o'clock, so I can still make it to bed at a normal time. I'm gonna read one of the books that I just got at the bookstore because I had just finished Butcher and Blackbird last night, and that one was very dark. For all my people who know what that book is about, I think it was a little too dark for me, so I'm happy to have a lighter romance book to read just to kind of keep things moving along. But I'm gonna end this here, and I just so appreciate you watching. I'm so thankful you are here, and I'll see you in the next vlog.